I'd like to open the Dayton Conservation Commission meeting at 6:05. This meeting is being televised, it's audio recorded, and tonight we will have one of our members on YouTube since he is unable to attend personally. Would everyone rise, please, for the pledge of allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At our last meeting and probably this meeting, you've noticed a police presence. It's because this commission has been threatened for doing its job properly. There are those that don't care about taking care of the wetlands as the law states. And it's most unfortunate that this commission is doing its job and receiving those threats. Also on internet, there are lies going on about us, and just be aware of that. We will continue to do our job properly. Our first hearing is, it's a notice of intent by Carl Ribello of Bell Farm Estates.
They requested a continuance today.
Okay, they just requested it today. Okay, is there a motion to continue it to our November 20th, is it?
20th, yeah.
November 20th meeting.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Paul, is there a second? Okay. Motion made. Is there a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Next on the agenda is a notice of intent from Dayton Boatworks LLC. That's at 86 Main Street. Are you here?
They are not, they requested a continuance due to the peer review that's needed.
Okay, am I under, that they have made alterations to their plan and is that correct?
Yeah, they're responding to the last peer review, and in order for us to respond to that, we needed Weston and Sampson to review it.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to continue?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next on the agenda is a notice of intent by John Paul Rossi of Zeneca for the lowering of the water level of Muddy Cove Pond. File number SE 17-531. Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes, please.
We have a presentation that we will pull up on here, and then we can go.
Would you go ahead and do that, and I'll start short intro. Good evening, I'm Bruce Thompson. I'm with a company called DeMaximus Incorporated. I act as the project manager for AstraZeneca for everything related to their former site at 333 Main Street. So both the environmental as well as our current ask with respect to the dam. And with me is Dan Bordeaux, who's going to talk about really just the sole purpose, which is we want to drop the water level behind the dam. It's a safety issue. And that will lead into a future discussion and future permitting around what actually happens after that. But I think it's probably easiest if we'll just let Dan walk through what we're proposing, and then we can address questions.
Sure, thank you, Bruce. Does work from over here. Good evening, Commission. My name is Daniel Bordeaux from Geosyntec Consultants. I'll be giving you a short presentation on the notice of intent for water lowering at Muddy Cove Pond. Okay. For this presentation, we're going to go over project purpose. We'll discuss an overview of the Muddy Cove Pond Dam, give you a quick status update on the dam, talk about the wetland resources associated with Muddy Cove Pond, go over a brief project description, and then discuss the wetland resource impacts. So really, the purpose of this project is to go through a planned and controlled water level lowering of the pond. Is really primarily to reduce the seepage that is occurring underneath the dam and downstream, and essentially reduce risk for human health and the environment. To do this, we're going to be following state and federal guidelines and best management practices for reducing the water level in the pond. And these practices are in place to protect wetlands, fisheries, wildlife, and the community. So just quick overview. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this. The dam was constructed in the 40s and 50s. It was used to provide clean, fresh water to the manufacturing facility located down gradient on this parcel here. The manufacturing facility was demolished in the 80s and 90s. And since that's been demolished, there's no intended function of the dam. It's no longer providing clean water to the facility downstream. It's got a picture over here of the primary spillway of the dam. So seepage was observed in March of 2023. The seepage has created two wet areas on the downslope side of the dam between Elm Street and the dam itself. You can see one of the pictures here in the center. This picture on the right is a small monitoring device that was installed following observation of the seepage to monitor flow from the seepage out of the dam. So once the seepage was observed, the dam's emergency action plan was activated, and then interim risk reduction measures were implemented. Those include water lowering during storm events and visual monitoring of the dam itself. We had our subconsultant, LEC, come out and do a wetland delineation of the entire property around Muddy Cove Pond. There are several resource areas that were delineated, the primary being the land underwater of the pond itself. Adjacent to the pond along the southwest and north edges, there's thin strips of bordering vegetated wetland. Those are they're both green, but these are the one shade of green around the perimeter of the pond. And then there's two isolated wetlands that are located between Elm Street and the dam itself, located just either side of the spillway. And then there's the associated buffer zones with all of those resource areas. Down gradient of the dam itself, we also have riverfront area associated with Muddy Cove Pond Brook. So as I mentioned, the primary purpose of this is to draw down the pond to decrease the hydraulic pressure on the dam, thereby reducing the seepage of water through and below the dam. This is going to be done, as I mentioned, using state and federal guidelines. And this includes a controlled drawdown of 6 inches per day. We expect, depending on weather and precipitation, that would take approximately 24 days based on the outlet capacity and the volume of the pond above the target surface elevation. So the water will be lowered using the low-level outlet of the pond. Once the target elevation is achieved, then the low-level outlet will remain open to maintain the pond's water surface elevation in the lowered position. Then we will continue the risk reduction measures, including monitoring the seepage and visual inspections of the dam itself. So we expect with the water lowering that there will be some unavoidable impacts to resource areas for the enhancement of the dam safety. We expect that the bordering vegetated wetland will be altered and reestablished along the new wet perimeters of the lowered water surface elevation. Flow will be maintained through Muddy Cove Pond itself, in the former channel that was there before the dam was constructed. There will be an increase in flood storage capacity, and then there will be a restored riparian area along the daylighted Muddy Cove Pond Brook through the former impoundment. The land underwater, of course, will be reduced as a result of the drawdown, but Muddy Cove Brook will be allowed to maintain its flow through its historic channel path through the pond. This is a colorful graphic. I'll try to walk through it here. This is a hydraulic model of what the pond water surface might look like, or will likely look like, at base flow conditions after drawdown. So the color scale here, blue is the shallowest, going up to red is the deepest. So you can see based on the bathymetry that was done on the pond, there will be a new, or the existing stream channel will reemerge, and there's areas of ponded water, specifically up gradient of the dam, that will remain. Some of these depths are up to 8 feet. This is our best estimate of what things will look like after the drawdown elevation is achieved. And then we don't know for a fact, but I would imagine that the bordering vegetated wetland will reestablish given the seed banks in the sediments of the pond itself. This is just showing a cross-section taken looking downstream. This is taken across just upstream of the dam. Again, it's as if you were standing upstream of the dam looking downstream. You can see the current water surface elevation is up here. The target drawn down water surface elevation is here. And you can see the sediment profile on this particular section here. So there'll be some deeper areas of water and some shallow areas where the sediment is exposed. So as I mentioned, the drawdown will follow guidance from state and federal agencies. Protective measures include the gradual drawdown. We're going to be doing visual monitoring and implementation of best management practices if needed to minimize environmental impacts. Following the drawdown, the land underwater will be visually monitored for the presence of invasive species. There's an invasive species management plan that has been developed, will be provided to the commission if we do observe invasive species and how to manage those invasive species. And with that, I'd like to thank the commission for this brief presentation and the time to present this to this project. I'm just going to step over here so I can get this video back up in full screen. Let's see if I'm over there.
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing. Okay, leave it on there.
So Paul, you can still hear us, right?
Looks like Paul's on mute.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm unmuted. Thank you.
Okay.
Lisa, we're waiting on Weston and Sampson review for this. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much. I think having the peer review in hand will kind of guide and help me shape future questions.
Are you ready for questions, or you got more of a presentation?
No, we're ready for questions from the
Hey,
committee.
well, I'm going to let you start since you have been in dam construction and removal.
Well, I don't have a lot yet, but so you're planning on removing the dam afterwards, or you're planning on just the drawdown?
But I think to be really clear, right now, this is drawing it down because of our concerns about ongoing seepage. And the decision as to remove or it's not even restored. There'd be really a significant change if it was going to remain in place under the new dam safety reg. We are not done with that process. So this is an interim measure. It would have to happen regardless of which direction we go down to prepare for that construction or removal, whatever it's going to be. So that decision has not been made. This is an interim step, basically to maintain in our best interest, your best interest, public health safety while we're waiting.
So there, if it's not passed, you draw it down anyhow and you would repair the dam. Is that correct?
No, we have to go through a significant permitting process with you and the state and I think probably Army Corps of Engineers.
To draw down or to repair?
To either remove or to repair. Drawing it down is an interim step to minimize seepage, which for everybody else that doesn't do as much hydraulic modeling as he does, the amount of water behind the dam is causing pressure and it's pushing water through the dam. The more that happens, you get what's called channeling. You start to remove the dam itself, and then you can have a dam failure. So by removing the amount of water behind the dam, you're reducing that pressure, reducing any of that channeling. It's what we've been looking at, and that's why this lowering the stage behind the dam makes it safer. But again, it's pending. I'm pending that decision.
I'm trying to ask questions that the public might be interested in, and I know exactly what you're saying. Now, just theorizing, and again, we're just jumping ahead of things a little bit. Would you still maintain the property if the dam was drawn down, or you at some point if you just drew the dam down? I can't get the tense here, but down to a point where it's not creating a hazard, you would turn around and maintain the property, or you deed the property to the locals that are around it, or what?
I think
we handle.
Those are probably, we're a little ahead of the process. Our client, AstraZeneca, who's taken over from Zeneca and ICI, right? They own the property. So they're already liable. They're already responsible for maintaining it. That's why we're doing the work we're doing.
Oh, I understand.
And in the future, if the dam is rehabilitated to some extent, yeah, it's an ongoing maintenance. If it's removed and it's an open space, I am positive that our client would be interested in potentially donating that property. It's unimpacted. It was never used for any of the industrial side. It could become open space, which would be, my personal opinion, best, because then you have ability to use it for recreation and it's not trespassing. But that's a discussion probably between town management and AstraZeneca at some point in the future. But that's it. I'll just say it out loud. Our client AstraZeneca has been very interested. There's been other parcels given to the town. I don't think they would be appreciative of that opportunity.
I'm good for the moment.
Okay. Now, is it just the dam where the cement portion is that it's leaking, or is it also the earthen portion?
It's primarily the earthen portion of the dam that's leaking.
Okay, because I had received a verbal report from a town employee that's been leaking since the mid-70s. And, and it's been fine. You want to, so all of a sudden you can say, oh, it started leaking in 2023.
So I'll just jump in, right?
Sure.
Under the emergency action plan and maintaining this by law, right? And so Office of Dam Safety has their requirements. We have to do inspections. And I forget when it was, 10 or 15 years ago, there was a dam failure. So Dam Safety has gotten much more involved in looking at these no longer utilized dams, right? And there's a whole, there's fish passage. There's lots of reasons they don't want them. I'm trying to think of the right way to frame in what we can do with it. We looked at it and said it's leaking. We reported it. And so now we're basically officially with Dam Safety that we need to take on the next actions. So what was done before this team was looking at it. If there was seeps, we're not comfortable with it. And it's not a good thing to have seepage through a dam, earthen dam. So that's why we're focusing now.
Okay, my next question may be based upon what you said. But I understand that the town made an offer to accept, but never, the land, but there were conditions. Do you have any knowledge on that?
I don't. Not
Would you look into that
Yep.
and find out, but but what you said about AstraZeneca probably would donate the land, that may be the factor.
I'd say I've been working with AstraZeneca on this site for 10 years now. And we have a new manager at AstraZeneca, Chuck Elmendorf has retired. Both of them have been proponents on donating land. So, but I'm not sure the conditions or what the transaction was, but I know you also have a new town manager. So I think we're open to that discussion.
Now, okay, future view, would that entire cement dam be removed and free-flowing water, maybe with a slight waterfall or fish ladder or something be installed?
So if we go down the path of removal, I think it's gone, spillway's gone. And at least my view from having done this in some other towns is you don't want a fish ladder. You want fish passage
Yeah.
if you can do it.
Okay, just what is the difference in elevation from, let's say, the street where the water flows under and the base of the dam? Is there, you've got much difference in elevation?
I'm not sure specific elevations. There are a few feet from the base of the dam.
Okay, but that would probably wear down to just a quick flow.
Well, if we're engineering this, right, we're not going to allow it to erode. It's going to be designed with however the river should flow. And we still have to get underneath the road.
Yeah.
Right, there's a culvert. We're not going to be pulling across.
Right.
So that's part of the engineering, but I'll just say that's a future submission. That's us in front of you with the fully baked design, which we're not even at that point yet.
So the spillway is not a concern. It's basically the earthen dam itself that's been penetrated and.
So would that entire earthen dam be removed?
I think that would be the case if it's removal.
Paul, I hear some noise there. You have a question?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if that's okay. Just for my own edification, I guess, are we seeking a vote on an approval to drain this tonight, or are we waiting for Weston and Sampson?
Waiting for Weston and Sampson.
Okay, good. That was my understanding. I just wanted to confirm. And I think that the way that I feel about it is ultimately going to hinge heavily on what Weston and Sampson comes back with, because if there is an immediate concern to protect life and property, that deserves one level of consideration. But I just want to make sure that we are not pursuing a road towards dam removal out of economic interest under the auspices of immediate threat to life and safety, if it has in fact been leaking or seeping to a similar extent that it has for the last 40 or 50 years. So I just like to really see the peer review and just really refine my understanding of exactly what we're looking at before I really develop any kind of position on it at this time.
Okay, any other questions up here?
Yeah, so if there was a safety concern, immediate safety concern, you would automatically lower it anyhow. The Army Corps would basically direct you to lower it when they are their governing body that they've put on dams.
We already did that in 23 when we first saw the seepage. Actually, I think I did that. I think I told them to lower the water stage because of
How much did you lower it? Just out of curiosity.
feet.
Couple feet.
Yeah, and they were in communication with the town during that process. We did go out there and meet.
What's the column of water at the spillway?
At the spillway.
Is that a-
I was just out there doing the phase 1 inspection today. It's about 12 feet.
Oh, 12 feet.
Yeah, and actually
That's significant, yeah.
it's clearly the spot where kids jump off the concrete into
Mhm.
the water after they go through the fence,
That's-
no trespassing. Maybe not.
We don't know that.
I don't know the facts. Who were we?
So again, just to clarify, there's no immediate concern. Otherwise, you would bypass us and dam safety would basically direct you to lower it.
I think that's right. And I think also to go back to maybe as Paul's comment, our view is that we have to do something. This is not going to be adequate with the state regulators to just let it keep seeping and let it continue as it is. Status quo is not going to be acceptable. And the pathways are some dramatic reconstruction, much bigger spillway to pass full dam safety.
I know,
Yeah, and
spillways are huge now.
speaking to the choir there.
Can I just reiterate, so bigger spillway would mean what, raising the road up, right?
No,
No?
it's just
Why?
that concrete structure
Be
just
wider.
gets wider and much more substantial,
And the berm itself,
you know.
if we
Gets
went,
taller.
yeah, it would.
You'd have outside under drains to collect this water, et cetera.
It would get a lot taller.
And
The challenge with that location is the Elm Street Bridge was built in 59 over top of the back outlet of the spillway of the dam. So it's, there's some complication there, but the spillway itself would get
no, there's,
much bigger.
no one's come up with a solution. I haven't rebuilt any dams in quite a few years. No one's come up with a solution for a membrane to be installed and basically maintain that. Because if you can keep the water from passing through the earthen dam itself with some sort of a non-permeable membrane, is that a consideration? Is that done anywhere?
Where I know of this is more like out west where you're doing a grout underpinning on major dams. But I also would have to look at this and say, for what? This is not, we have no active use.
Yeah,
An earthen dam has a lifespan.
yeah.
And I think something for everybody, at the end of this, we see no pathway that, as it looks today, is how it will look in the future, right? We have to do something. And that's the process we're trying to embark on.
What's the overall run of the dam? Is it 400 or 500 feet or more than that?
Yeah, it's probably more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably closer to 800, yeah.
Doesn't look it, but it's hard to tell.
You have any questions, Dave?
Nope.
Jack?
Just on some of this, you're gonna find out the state's not gonna back you up on anything,
On what? Now, what are you
on the
referring to?
dams, because they're taking them all out. And, you know what
So,
I mean, and this,
okay, so,
the thing is, Jim, that dam, first of all, it's private property. Everybody uses it, everybody likes it. But I don't think the town can take up the expense of this. And I don't think you're gonna find that AstraZeneca is gonna invest about 10 or 12 million dollars so somebody can go out there and go fishing.
or more, or
Or
more.
more. And I mean,
No.
you're gonna have liability.
Okay,
And I mean, it's been there my entire life. Okay, that was put in approximately.
yeah, I heard you used to
19
go swimming there at night.
No, I never did. I used to go ice fishing, that's all I ever did down here. Approximately 1949 or 50 that went in. And part of the deal was it's gotta come out. But like I say, it's there, everybody likes it, but, and like I say, as far as the leakage, I've worked on a couple of dams. And the Wachusett Reservoir started to give way when we were working on one, and it's not fun.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's a small water structure, and you can draw it down, but you're also gonna have trouble.
yeah.
And I mean,
No, I think all of this is good for the public to
right,
listen to
no,
and
this is all
understand.
just a big catch-22.
No,
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? That way, it's, like I say, to rebuild it, first of all, you either gotta make it bigger or you gotta make it smaller. Because you can't take that berm out. You either have to go in front of it or behind it. And you know what I mean? Yeah, building them today, you have more access to impervious material. But as far as membranes and all of that, I don't think so.
Okay,
You want to keep it natural and, the
okay.
clay base or whatever, but like I say, it's big money. And I truthfully don't think the state's gonna back you up. Because they've taken out a tremendous amount of dams just, excuse me, just in this area in the last 3 or 4 years. So,
Okay.
I don't,
Any other questions from here? All right, I'm going to open it up to the public to ask questions. How many of you out there with a show of hands would like to ask a question so I can kind of know how, okay, I got one, two, a half dozen. Okay, I'm going to kind of limit you to 2 minutes because otherwise we'll never get through tonight.
Yeah, just a reminder, when you're done with that, if you guys could vote on the peer review, that would be helpful.
You mean to continue the hearing because of the peer? Yes,
Vote to,
to continue.
to authorize. I did authorize it. on your
Okay,
behalf.
I got you. All right, I got you. Okay. Ma'am, would you state your,
Can I ask that they come with the mic? there's no
okay,
audio though.
and state your name and address, please, when you come up? And,
Terry Zerwell.
I'm over here for the speaker.
Sorry, won't have any audio.
And there's a woman who just a minute, she'll need to hear you.
yeah,
Oh, okay. My name is Terry Zerwell. I live at 498 Marion Ave, which butts the reservoir. My question again, I'm not an engineer, I'm not that smart. If you lower it, does the land, there's gonna be a lot of land that's left. Does that still remain wetland? If you sell it, can somebody build there? I really don't want people building there because I bought it 20 years ago, knowing it was wetland. But if you sell it, can someone?
okay, I can maybe answer that.
Okay,
Okay, that would be almost like marshland because it would be wet. You would get natural vegetation growing in. And if they were to donate it to conservation, nothing is ever going to happen to it and you would not be able to build on it.
okay, if they don't donate it.
Well, it's still wet. It's going to be wet.
Okay.
It'll be wet.
That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Thank you.
Easy.
Thank you, Terry.
Yes, sir. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Drew Harris. Live in 474 Marion Ave. So my backyard abuts the water.
Uh-huh.
The question is, actually, 2 questions. One, by draining that, you will alter a huge ecosystem. Huge. It's full of all different varieties of fish, turtles, snakes, the deer, all the wildlife use that to drink. So it's not like a small, you're going to alter a huge ecosystem. And I don't understand how the state Wetlands Act says, okay, that's okay. We're not worried about it because that is a huge ecosystem there. The second question is, which I agree with him, I've lived on that street for 21 years. And throughout, we'll say the late fall, the puddle occurs, all the way to the spring, the puddle is there. We've all seen it, no big deal. But somehow that puddle all summer long is not there and dry. Why is it all dry all summer long there? So that's the other question. Because all of us have seen it for 21 years and it's not a big deal. And all of a sudden now it's a big deal.
Okay, I really, I didn't quite understand your question, but if they did, they can answer it.
Take a shot.
I can go to the mic and answer.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So for the ecosystem question, understanding that a pond is one type of ecosystem and then a natural stream corridor with a riparian system is another type of ecosystem. Both have their values. I think if you look at big picture, the Division of Ecological Restoration in Massachusetts promotes, I'm not going to say, well, dam removal. In this case, our application is not for dam removal, it's for water lowering, but essentially you get the same effect because you're reducing that pond to a stream system, some smaller ponded areas and wetlands. But our state Division of Ecological Restoration promotes this to enhance habitat for fisheries and wildlife. So while I can appreciate the connection to the pond with the community and that the pond is an ecosystem, there's a lot of literature in the state ecological restoration views this sort of action as actually enhancing habitat for fisheries and wildlife. So that's kind of the first question. The second question related to the seepage is that under the dam emergency action plan, there are annual inspections. So an engineer goes out, evaluates the dam. In 2023, it was a separate consultant doing the dam inspection. They observed this seepage from the dam. While I was out there today, it's a wet area. It did recently rain quite a bit. If you're looking at the dam on the left side, you can clearly see that there's iron flock and like a manganese sheen on the water, suggesting it's, not surface water, it's coming up through the ground. So all of those things, plus the rate of flow, suggest under the emergency action plan and to the best of our scientific and engineering knowledge that would be caused from seepage through the dam. I got one of these. Regardless of whether those spots have been wet historically, like I say, the inspection in 2023 by the engineering team identified that as a seepage, and that wasn't our team, that was a separate consultant that.
Meanwhile, if it came in the summertime, those areas would be dry as a bone. See the dry as a bone.
If you want,
And
better go up there so Kendra can,
Sorry.
you want to go up there?
because two of the things I disagree with is on the ecosystem. I don't see how making something smaller is gonna make it better. Give me, the fish are gonna be a small area to survive, the turtles and everything else. So I don't understand that at all, how you make something smaller better. The second one is during the summertime, those areas are dry as a bone. Why is that? They get mowed and everything else and then dry as a bone, nothing's there. So the state inspected it like July the 4th, they said, okay, this is all dry.
The state doesn't inspect it. We do.
Why is it dry during the summer?
Oh, this I can answer that. Hydrologic periods during the year, so a wetland isn't always wet all year long.
You're saying when the seepage causes the puddles,
Right.
And we've all seen them, I've seen them for 21 years, and they appear, November to like April, but by May and June, they're gone until November, and it dries a bone. So why is the seepage stopped in the summer?
Do you observe that the water level in the pond is higher in the summer or lower in the summer?
Once again, depending on the rain,
So in the summertime, the water level lowers, it reduces the hydraulic pressure, reduces
but
the
only
seepage.
by like a few feet, you really can't tell much difference.
It makes a big difference with the hydraulic gradient through the dam.
So if you just drop it a few feet, it should be fine, but all winter long then, forever. Correct?
But that's not allowed under the law.
Yeah.
You can't just like, oh, we kind of like put some duct tape on it and now we're gonna go away. Well, you guys could, but our clients, like, we're liable for this. We have to sign off and submit this up to the state, and they say this is not acceptable. So I'm not sure, the fact that it's okay sometimes
Right,
doesn't mean we get to walk away.
but if you tell the state, it's dry.
Okay, sir, a large tree, oak, maple, whatever, in the summertime, evapotranspiration will account for about 200 gallons per tree. So, I mean, these trees are sucking it up and the water is going out into the atmosphere. So that could be drying it up too on the edge. I'm just throwing that out because, and plants, other plants are going to be growing and evaporating through the leaves. Okay, that's something for you to.
As we look at it, right, so we don't live here, we're managing it, trying to follow a whole bunch of different regulations. So we're not able to say, well, it was okay this time, so we can walk away. We have to look at the worst case, which is we observe this seepage, we see this issue, we've reported it up to the state, we reported it up to you guys, now we have to do something. So that's
Okay, was there someone else in this group? Nancy, ma'am, got, okay.
Hi, my name's Gwen Sullivan. I own property at 525 Main Street. And I had a few questions here. You keep speaking of the historic level to bring it down to the historic level.
Don't think we said historic, I think drawing it down to a target level.
I thought I heard the word historic, but maybe
No,
not.
no, no.
But anyways, what would be what you're talking about drawing it down to?
I think the target elevation is 15 feet and ABE 88.
15 feet at the dam itself?
So it's elevation, so elevation 15 would be the target elevation.
Like sea level
The
is
current,
0
Yeah.
and 15 feet,
yeah, basically.
okay?
Yeah.
You talk about the guidelines from the state and federal levels, okay? And this is a notice of intent, am I right on that?
Correct.
That's been filed,
Yes,
notice of intent.
correct.
So with that said, you're gonna follow both the town, the state, and the federal levels, okay?
Have to. We have to.
Well, yeah.
And that's why it's gonna be, that's why it's a long process.
Right, that's why we're meeting here first
bet.
with the town,
You meant.
right, okay. So that I know you're saying you didn't use the word historic level, but I'm trying to picture, because I could see what you put up there, but I couldn't see it real clear because you had certain levels put up there, but sitting over there, I couldn't see it well. Is there paperwork that has been submitted to substantiate that so we can see it as a handout?
Yes,
It's part of the notice of intent?
Yes,
Okay. And if anybody wants to look at it, they can, right?
it's available.
Yeah, at the town hall?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
please bear with us though, because we don't have a lot of office hours, so you'll have to contact us to see it.
okay, yep, that's fine. So this is an interim step, right? We're not sure where it's going.
It's going somewhere and then it's going through all those permitting hoops that you just mentioned before we get to turn a shovel, right?
Get there.
Yeah, which will be back through the town, one way or another.
Right, you have to come back to the town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you have to, is it still called DEQE, is it DEP?
DEP,
Okay, and then the EPA.
right, there's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we have an EPA permitting hoop for this.
but there's an
No.
Army Corps of Engineers.
Which, right.
Army Corps, Office of Dam Safety, and DEP.
And I didn't get your names.
Oh.
And, I know you're representing Zeneca, as I would call it, but I didn't really get your names
Oh.
and your capacities.
Bruce Thompson,
Okay,
and I am Zeneca's project manager for this site.
okay. Bruce Thompson,
Yep, with the Maximus.
okay.
And I'm Dan Bordeaux with Geosyntec, and I'm a professional engineer supporting the Maximus and Zeneca.
Okay, all righty. Okay, well, this is just the start of it, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And I think when you had mentioned, when you had heard historic, I think I was talking about that stream channel, the original channel in Muddy Cove
Cove,
Brook.
Right, which I
Before
call
the
the
pond.
reservoir,
Right,
right?
Before the pond, there would have been a channel.
There was,
So once this water drains down, that channel will reemerge in some capacity.
right. And this is just living in this town for many years. I don't live here now, but I still own property. My daughter lives there. I heard this was spring fed. I've always been told that as a kid that grew up in Dayton. Anybody else here ever
What
heard
is
of
it?
that? Spring fed, that the water coming through
Yeah.
for what I call the reservoir was spring fed. Muddy Cove. Muddy Cove,
Okay, it goes under Main Street and,
Main
It was on the
Cemetery.
Main Street twice, Jim.
But where does it come from?
Okay,
Where does it originate?
Jack, you're our historian.
It's by, the old dairy farm,
Right?
Goulart Oil,
Yep,
Tony Silva used to cut ice on the pond.
right,
That's where it originates, his old house.
right.
It probably drains off the backside of Richmond Hill. There.
Okay,
Comes down through, goes on the main street at where Goulart Oil was,
Right,
goes around the back, goes on the main street at the
right
bottom
near
of the
the
hill,
cemetery. Yep,
and there it is.
right.
And when that's drained down, which I've seen it, there's still a fence next to that brook that's down through there, so
I
it
have,
used to be pasture.
I have it right here, actually, if you want
Yeah.
to look at it on the screen.
How many tributaries?
yeah, you can go to the maps, town map even, and you can just blow it up and it'll show the movement of the stream and where it starts.
Yeah, well, actually, Jack, triggered my memory. I've been told that by somebody that
Yeah,
lives.
no, I've physically seen that.
Yeah, yeah,
Right where
Okay.
Harold
I would-
Mendoza's house was, you could look out and you could see the fence.
exactly.
The creek's about that wide right there behind his house.
Okay,
Thanks.
all right, thank you. Nancy, I think you were the last one to have your hand up.
Nancy Goulart, 631 Great Terrace, Chairman Stormwater Committee, former member of the Board of Selectmen. I want to correct this again, and you just keep coming back with the same error. There is no Muddy Cove Brook. It is the Richmond Brook. The long name is Sally Richmond Brook. That's there. And ma'am, if you look at that, you can see the brook before the dam was there. That's like mid-1800s. There is no Muddy Cove Pond. That's, it was called, latest name, AstraZeneca Pond. Whoever owned the plant, the name was attached to the pond. And folks, it's not a pond, it's a reservoir. There are different rules that relate to reservoirs. About 2 selectmen meetings ago, I did a quick historical, based on fact, information about the pond, so-called reservoir. It was created as a reservoir. As a matter of fact, the question she had about where is the spring fed and all that, at that same selectmen's meeting, former chairman of the Concom, Mr. Purnett, got up and he talked about that. And he talked about how, what Jack described, but there is a huge swamp back there. And that swamp does have springs. And all of that area, the water that's generated is what created the Sally Richmond Brook, okay? And so I think the first thing in the town, I'm glad to hear that Weston and Sampson's getting involved, because obviously, well, we all need to know what the town engineers are going to say about this. In 2020, the Board of Selectmen met with Beth Talbot from the Department of Recreation and Reclamation, we called her the dam lady. And she came down and discussed that whole thing with the Board of Selectmen. As a result of that, in November of 2020, I drafted a 2-page memo to Charles Elmendorf at AstraZeneca. I don't know if there ever was a response, but AstraZeneca has been very good to the town. When we asked them for land, we asked them for easements, they gave it to us. They even donated $60,000 to help pay for a drainage line that we needed. There needs to be a response. Whoever replaced Mr. Elmendorf, the memo that went out November 2020 outlined what the town was looking for in order to accept the property. We weren't talking millions on either side of the dam, so to speak. This was after they had given us an offer of the dam property and the 3 lots on Main Street. We separated them out. We had everything tested by Weston and Sampson because we got a grant. Everything was clean. Had the property on Elm Street not tested clean, that would have ended that discussion. It all came back clean. So the only property that we were discussing as a Board of Selectmen with AstraZeneca at the time was the property around the Elm Street Dam or the AstraZeneca Dam. What is the current rating from the state on the dam?
It's a high hazard.
It went from fair to high hazard?
It's a high hazard because of the potential impacts downstream.
When did it go from fair to high hazard?
It could be fair condition, high hazard. So,
No, all I can tell you is in 2020, it was fair, and it had been fair for a number of years. This is another good reason to have our engineers involved. As far as the state, the governor just recently announced $11 million has been set aside for dam repairs and replacement. Over 18 years, I served with, as the town's rep, the Mass Municipal Association Policy Committee on Energy and the Environment. We had dams up the Yang. I even attended a dam party on Route 117 in, I think that was Lancaster, Bolton, Lancaster area, where an old dam was removed, but it was a dam that was used back in the days when water generated power. That's not what the dam on Elm Street does. It's not there for power. It's a clean reservoir. It's a clean water supply. One of the pleas that Mr. Fernet made that night to the Board of Selectmen was, when you have the opportunity to acquire a clean water source, please hang on to it. He was very adamant about that.
Yes, he was.
Has the fire chief been involved in your project?
He's involved in the emergency action plan. He's a member of that committee, so when we meet, which we just did.
Nancy too?
Yeah, okay. So in conclusion, I wish we could get the correct name of this brook. I mean, it's there. There's no question about it. Muddy Cove is bounded on the west by the railroad bridge, abutment. Muddy Cove Lane on the south. The rest goes, there's that cove area. I think that very important. We all want to know what Weston and Sampson says, but I also think, and I'm certainly glad you're going to be acting on that proposal tonight. The town should demand an answer to the proposal. We always.
I asked for that earlier.
Yes.
I had read your report and I had asked for that.
The fact that one gentleman who has been involved, each of the projects I mentioned in that was a different person from AstraZeneca. The last person was Mr. Elmendorf with the 3 lots. But everything was going fine. And we have a good relationship with them. And the fact that the town is still willing to talk, we need an answer to the proposal so that we can go back and forth and figure out
Okay.
what's the best solution.
Okay.
So Chuck Elmendorf did retire at the end of last year.
Somebody replaced him.
John Paul Rossi, whose name's on the application that came in tonight.
All right,
And he's-
November 2020, if they can't find it, I've got it sitting on my computer. I obviously can't talk about it because it was done in executive session, because it was part of negotiations.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
available through the town.
If I don't find it, I'll get it.
Thank you, Nancy. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize to interrupt, sir, but I am unfortunately going to have to go shortly. So just in the interest of making sure that I don't forget to do so, would you be willing to entertain a motion to accept the Weston and Sampson peer review proposal, sir?
Yes. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so now Weston and Sampson will be called in. You will be required for a 53G account. Now, do you have a sum for them, Lisa, on what it's going to be?
Yes, they already.
You have the amount? Oh, he has the amount.
They already paid.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, so we will, so now I'll look,
I already signed, but I needed you guys to vote on it. So
Okay.
the amount is $11,100.
okay. Now I would like a motion to continue this to the November 20th meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one more thing to say about it, a couple things, actually. Now, this Weston and Sampson review is not going to bind us to a decision, is it?
Well, we're going to listen to them. Nothing binds us to anything. It's our vote that,
Okay,
that determines.
all right, because when that happens, I have a lot to say. So the other thing is, I just wanted to point out is if we have to drain this reservoir or pond or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be a shock to the ecosystem, and then refilling it is going to be an additional shock to the ecosystem. So now that I've said that, I'm not, Nancy pointed out that a water source, a clean water source is also a very valuable thing to have. However, we have to take into consideration what our liability is down the road, and that's going to be probably one of the more important things.
Right now, all our
I know.
water is from wells, and they don't have access to withdraw surface water. And how long would that last them? I don't know. Well, that's something to be brought up in the future, I think.
Yep.
Okay, I think we're ready to move on.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's November 20th.
Okay, next,
You have to vote to continue.
what?
You have to vote to
We did. You were busy looking out the window. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Waiting for the sunshine.
I said, no.
Something like.
Okay, next on the agenda is a notice of intent, application by Tyler Gooch, 553 Center Street, to demo existing trailer home and construct a new 4-bay garage with associated parking, utilities, and septic system. A portion of the work falls within our wetland jurisdiction. Is there anyone here? I know we are awaiting funds for,
No one's here. I texted Evan to see if he was coming.
okay, so we're awaiting funds for 53G?
Yeah, because it's a commercial site, yes.
Okay, so they wish to continue.
They didn't request one, but you guys can, in your bylaw, you can.
Well, let us continue, and then we'll get a definitive answer how we're gonna go. Is there a motion to continue this hearing to November 20th?
I make the motion to continue.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we have enforcement issues. Yes, okay, County Street, are you going to address that?
I would like to, yes.
Okay,
Good evening.
How you doing, sir?
Good evening, John Zajac.
okay, silence, please.
Let's just wait until people quiet down.
Ma'am. Okay, Attorney Sajak.
Yes, good evening, John Zajac for Russell Enos. Glad to be here tonight. I only learned a couple hours ago that the commission had not been updated as to the progress that was there. I don't know if anyone's visited the site recently. And I really didn't intend to be here this evening as I'm recovering from a pretty serious car accident a couple weeks ago. But I learned that perhaps the commission had been out of the loop as to what was happening.
I'm sorry, who's out? You're out of the loop, you mean?
No, well, I tried to update myself as best as I could. So I am aware that there was a contract in place by Mr. Enos and a company to do the work. That's been signed, that's been paid for. My understanding is that some of the equipment might have been mobilized within the past week. The haystock was supposed to be delivered earlier this week, and we know what the weather was like that prevented that from happening. But I am advised by both the engineer, John D'Souza, and the contractor that the process, once the work.
Excuse me, would you folks over in the corner, please, silence so I can hear?
Once the work begins, it should take about 3 weeks. So
Uh,
I'm hoping by your next meeting, if the weather is.
Okay, all right, now,
Has-
as you know, that we reinstituted fines.
Yes.
If this gets done timely, we can reconsider, but I do not, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for the commission or for the vote of the commission. Because we, as you know, we've been more than generous with time.
I do understand that. I hope you understand some of the challenges that Mr. Enos has faced, both health-wise himself, as well as the fact that his previous contractor backed out and he had to start from scratch. And unfortunately, that is going to probably cost him about 50% more than the original estimate that he got. So
Okay,
that is something to ultimately take into consideration if we're able to resolve the issues of the fines.
okay, thank you. Any questions? Okay. I just want you to listen in on another one, if you would just be seated for a moment.
Yes.
And I just want you to listen to it. Yeah, you don't have to respond or anything.
Yes.
Okay, next, Lisa, is Pleasant Street.
Yes. Laura, can you make sure we're still recording, right?
Yes,
I didn't miss that. Okay,
at least on my end, yes.
okay. Just folks, just so you know, I put up the spotted lantern flags. I want to talk about it afterwards. It's actually been found in Dayton, so something
Okay.
to keep an eye out for. Okay, so we've got 2470 Pleasant Street and 2421 County Street. These individuals are seeking contractors for their restoration project at the moment. So
Okay.
there's an update there. 80 Rock Street, unless you want me to go down the list, or do you want?
Well, I just want to address Hart Street.
Okay,
You know, as you probably are aware, Hart Street has informed us that they have all the materials. And we're going to delay like the other address. And excuses, okay, we said, okay, November 30th. What happens after November 30th is open. So I'm going to tell you, I mean, it's up to the commission to decide at our November meeting what'll happen if the work isn't completed after the 30th.
Thank you. And I did, once I learned that I was gonna be here tonight, I did try to update myself on the 880 Hart Street as well. I only got a text message as well. I was sitting here this evening, but I am told that they are in the process of doing that.
Well, you know, I mean, we don't want to jump, you know, we know there can be problems and as we've given extensions and extensions, but there's a limit to the commission's patience. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's it for me.
Yeah,
I hope you feel better.
yeah, thank you.
Very
Get some rest.
Have a good evening, all. Thank you.
All right, yes. To Advil and go to bed early.
2 more.
Okay, Smith Street.
Okay, hang on, let me get back there. I want to make sure I'm. Right, Tanisha. Okay. Oh, 10 Smith Street, as you recall, they did come before us, this summer with RDA, Zenith, and the owners have not installed the erosion controls yet. However, there was some ground disturbance in the buffer zone. I reminded them and their engineers, they needed erosion controls. The engineers were staking that out and staking out the area where they were putting the placards. Going to be purchasing the placards and doing that work. They're saying they're gonna do the work next year. I told them just to give us a few days' notice so we can do an inspection of the erosion controls and the placards and
Okay,
keep us posted.
all right. On the second or on the next page now, I see we have an Eagle Scout here and we have an awful lot just to run through before him. Maybe we can take that out of order so he can go to bed and, or either that or go home and study.
I appreciate that. So I have a presentation here for all of you.
Okay, you may speak over here and your name, please, and talk about your proposed project.
To take it out of order.
Oh, okay, a motion to take it out of order.
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, all in favor? Aye, you're on.
Good evening, Commission. My name is Cameron Shook. I'm a Life Scout with Troop 45, and right now I'm proposing to you a piece of my Eagle Scout project. So if I scroll down right here, my project is building various park benches around the town of Dayton. My hope for it is to provide more community engagement along with accessibility to our various trails and recreational spaces, and just try and make that overall a better place for the town to enjoy. Right here is an example of what the benches will look like. I believe Broad Cove already has, I believe 2 or 3 of these benches already installed. And for this piece of the project, I'm looking to install 1 more bench in Broad Cove.
Okay, where in Broad Cove?
I have that right here, actually. So I went out a few weeks ago and I scouted out some of the trails. And this location here kind of caught my eye. It is off of the Somerset Avenue entrance to Broad Cove, along the Red Trail. I have a little map attached here. It's really hard to see just due to the glare, but it's around halfway down the trail.
I think you can enlarge that screen up in the upper right. See the dots in the upper right? Nope. Above that, the other dots. Yep. You zoom. Okay, that's good.
There we go.
Thank you.
So as you can see, this is the Red Trail right here. My proposed location is just along the outside edge here, abutting this field. This is kind of an aerial overview of the location. You can see it's kind of along the edge of the property here. It gives a great view overlooking this pasture and field right here. And I think it's a great spot that people can sit down and kind of just enjoy the scenery that Broad Cove has to offer. These 2 pictures right here are pictures of the spot I'm proposing. As you can see, there is some brush, leaves, and sticks that would need to be cleared. However, none of the trees or any of the other wildlife will be tampered with. So it'll just be cleaning up the area. In addition to that, none of the pouring of the concrete will be happening on site. That'll all be handled off site, just to ensure that nothing gets contaminated or damaged out there, as we want to leave no trace with the project except for the bench.
Is this more of a hot street entrance where the old railroad was, going in that way?
It's down off of, I believe, 138.
Yeah, it's between the 2.
County Street, that's Somerset Avenue, it's the west entrance. County Street.
Yeah, county. Sorry,
Yeah.
I mixed up the 2 right there. That's
Okay, so you're gonna head in, there's a parking lot there, you're gonna head down, you're gonna bend to the left, and there's a little intermittent stream that goes through that you're gonna, that you have to jump over.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna keep on going and you're gonna bend to the right, and the apple orchard or whatever is left of it is gonna be on your left now with the stone wall.
Yes.
Okay, you're still going further in.
No, so right along that stone wall is where I'd like to put one of the benches.
Okay.
I felt that it's just far enough down the trail that if anyone just wanted to take a short little walk, they could sit there.
You mean like us old folks?
But
I wanted to point something out, if you could go to the photo that's below this. Please. Right over here. Oh no, right here. It looks like it's poison ivy climbing up the tree, which means there's probably little suckers around there. be very careful.
So.
Know what poison ivy looks like.
Yeah, so I appreciate you mentioning that. I will definitely work to ensure that the bench is away from the poison ivy, or we will try and find a way to just mitigate anyone from.
If it's just a small amount, I would say the hand sprayer, eliminate it.
All right.
Take it over with your lead it while you're working on the bench.
Yeah, we could do that. That would be the more biological.
Okay. Now, so you would actually walk down that path then and bring it to the bench along that path, you'd cross the stream is what I had just talked about, yeah.
Yeah, that's the current plan. If there's any alternative access to the location.
Not a good one. There is a pipe blocking a crossing, but you don't want anyone to park on 138
Yeah.
and go in that way because it's just too dangerous.
Yeah, so really the biggest issue is gonna be transporting those molds in there. The concrete ones for the supports for the bench.
Yeah.
So I'm currently working on a solution to that. But it shouldn't have any further impact on any of the ecological aspects.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a stream just below where the old dump was. Did Mr. Ferry show you all that?
I don't believe he did.
Okay, well, when you drive in that straight path that goes north-south from Hart Street, is he gonna let you drive in there? Talk to him about that?
I believe we briefly mentioned it and he said he would.
Okay, so if you were to take a right and there's a cleared space, that's an old dump. And then just below that, where it drops off into a wetland, there is a stream there and you probably don't want to you definitely don't want to take the truck past that point because it starts getting wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll make sure I keep that in mind and note it down. So.
All right, you all set with your?
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe
Any
so.
questions, Jack?
I think it's commendable.
I think it's awesome.
I commend you for it.
Yeah, and you gave a very good presentation and we appreciate your efforts and I don't know if we need a motion to accept his work or just to say, okay, go ahead. If someone wants to turn it into a motion to give permission to, is it Cameron, right?
Yes.
To do a bench on our conservation land.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to allow this young man to install bench on town land and
Yeah. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
You're good to go, Cameron.
All right. Thank you, Commission. Thank you for your time.
Great job, Cameron.
Very good. What is your time frame on getting it done?
I'm hoping to have the concrete molds poured by the end of this month, and weather dependent, I want to try and get everything done, hopefully before
So
the.
the forms will go in the ground for stability or?
I don't think they'll actually have to be put in the ground.
Okay,
As long as they're leveled off, it should be.
yeah, okay. No, I was just curious if you were going to use a post hole and put something.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good enough.
Thank you.
Do wanna bring the zip down, Brian?
I already have.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Bye now.
have a great night.
Oh,
Keep your eyes open for the spotted lantern fly. It's invasive, yes.
sure, okay, maybe we can take you, what are you here? What, bro?
Hunting at Gone Cove?
Oh, okay, I know, I got wind of that. Wait a minute, where, are you on the list here somewhere? Okay, let's take him out of order too. Hunting at Broad Cove, is there a motion to take?
I make a motion to take it out of order.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye, okay, okay, Broad Cove, that's where you can't, don't shoot him.
No.
Okay, Well, why don't you make a presentation, then I'll speak.
I'm just a newer hunter and me and my wife do a lot of hiking. So this summer we were doing a lot of hiking through Broad Cove.
Yeah.
There were a couple of, well, 2 stands and 1 rope that were up all season. So it just kind of led me to question, what are the rules and regulations?
Okay, in the state handbook, it'll tell you that those stands, they should be removed at the, each year. Look at us, we don't go running around checking
No, I know.
all the land.
I understand.
And certainly hunting is permitted, but you have to be aware that there are walk trails as well. And you
That's a tight
have
area
to,
in there.
you know, I believe there's a sign even saying that hikers should wear orange,
There is.
but you can't follow that.
Nope.
I've been out there where, not there, but in another area where a guy walked in front of me with brown leather jacket on and scared the heck out of me. You know, and you know, so you just got to be super cautious. If you go duck hunting, there's, you know, there's houses nearby. One fellow was telling us that he got some pellets on his roof.
Yeah, I'm just a bow hunter, strictly bow hunter.
Yeah, so, I know, so you have close proximity then to any game that you
Exactly.
take out.
Yep, yep.
And,
So, and there's, of the tree stands that are there, like, I'm not somebody that's worried about somebody's other tree stand. There's one of them though that looks like it has been up for years and looks like it's trees growing around it. It's kind of choking out the tree.
is that on the backside near where the old railroad tracks were?
It's, there's one stand, there's a climbing stand that's been, it's right off the path. You can see it right off the path that's been there. It's kind of like behind that one. So it's not on trail. It's
Okay.
not visible from the trail.
I went
But it's
there.
on a game, it's right on a game trail.
Yeah, yeah, I only went there once myself and I, too much activity.
Yeah, yeah.
There's better places around. So anyway,
That was the other part. I was also here to find out what are the better places around in town.
my vegetable garden.
I just wanted to follow,
Yeah.
find out if the rules and regulations, just
No, whatever is.
follow state guidelines.
We don't have limitations. Just be careful. I think everyone's going to agree with me on that. I mean, we're all outdoorsmen and we're sensitive to what people want to do.
Yep, no, I love knowing, love the outdoors.
Yep.
All right, that was it for me.
I just have one comment too. So in thinking about hunting on conservation land with people walking and hiking at the same time, I have no problem with hunting. I know we need to manage the animals. But, you know, thinking about maybe we should do something like, I think I suggested this a couple of years ago. We can do a kiosk or a box sometime.
It's down there. There's a box and it says
I'm not.
hunting is permitted, wear orange during season.
But we could do like, and I talked to Paul about this, maybe we put it on another agenda, but, or maybe we have a scout do this project where they build a box and we buy some orange vests and they sign, people could sign it out so they could use the vest when they're walking, because some people don't bring it, most people don't bring a vest. Just a thought.
I know, I know what you're saying, but I think that's up to the hiker. I don't want to get in the vest business. I don't know, but, well, everybody can think about it and do what they want, do what they, and they
You don't have to decide.
come up with something, because our next meeting is prior to hunting season. Well, no, when does bow start?
We're in October
Bows
6th.
right now.
Bows now?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Open October 6th.
No, I gave up my bow because I couldn't hold a draw steady enough
Yeah,
for a long period of time, and I don't want to wound.
yeah, I love the challenge of the bow.
Get a recurve and become an instinctive shooter, Jim. That's all.
Uh,
And you don't have to hold the draw.
All
I'd rather sit in a stand with a shotgun.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Have a good night.
Good luck with that.
Okay, so we go back to our regular scheduled program?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, if anything is not important, just skip over, just go right down, whatever you want.
All right, well, 260 Country Hill Drive, seed has been purchased and the owner had reached out about that, so they're just gonna be providing an update once they seed the buffer zone that was disturbed. Remember that slope that we walked over to?
Keith, yeah, he's on the ball.
62 Somerset Ave. I don't have her email, but I think I provided you guys an update at the last meeting that the owner was looking to purchase some aquatic plants for his pond and some shrubs to restore the area of the wetland that he had disturbed, so he's planning on doing that. I gave him some native choices. 2625, we don't have an update, but they still have an open building permit. So I think they're still doing work. Dave noted that there's still a dumpster in the buffer zone, so we're gonna have to figure out how to contact them.
Unless they moved it in the last 10 days or so.
I don't think so. 1861 Somerset Ave, the owner did send me over what appears to be an RDA application. I have not had a chance to look at it yet, but appears that he's working with us to submit that, so that's good news. 0 Prospect Street, I spoke with the owner today. He is working with Outback to file for that amended order of conditions for the wall. Jack, you missed the last meeting. Did you happen to watch it yet? Yeah. So a retaining wall was built there and it wasn't permitted by us through the order. So we asked them to file for an amended order. It's pretty tall and it's in the 50-foot no build, and they had to cut trees in the buffer, in the 25-foot no touch, so. So he's working with Outback and he didn't want us to have to spend a ton of money, so I asked him if he could calculate the disturbance for that. His kids also, well, you 3 saw it. His kids used the quads in the wetlands, kind of tore it up. So he's gonna seed that area anyway. 0 Horton Street at 10 lot 29. These folks, as you recall, they bought 3 lots over there. One of the lots had to come before conservation because of work in the buffer zone. This lot did not come before conservation, but in doing the erosion control inspection and looking that over, Tom, Barry and I noticed that there's additional clearing possibly in the buffer zone. So on this lot, we had to meet with them. The stormwater committee got involved as well. At this point, the owner has sent me an email. They have installed some erosion controls. And they agreed to plant some seed there at least, and maybe some trees. My concern about where the erosion controls are is that they're not at the edge of the dirt. They're like in the middle of the dirt. So I'm gonna be in contact with them. They just sent me over the email yesterday afternoon. They don't plan to keep it permanently. You know, I asked, is this gonna be an area you need for your barn? Do you want to keep this open? In fact, it was just an error that was made by the contractor. And then we've got 700 Main Street. So we received our 3rd complaint. Dave and I had already followed up on the first 2. And now we received our 3rd complaint from the same individual that was here at the last meeting, was it, or 2 meetings ago?
2 meetings ago.
So we need to investigate that complaint. The owners have been very responsive for every complaint.
We'll get to that next week,
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Jim?
Nancy?
Map 10, lot 29, that Lisa just mentioned. The Stormwater Committee has gotten a proposal from Weston and Sampson for a peer review because they need stormwater permits. I don't know if you got a copy of this or not?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I asked the town administrator to please issue a contract for services. At the Stormwater Committee meeting yesterday, it had just come in the night before, but the committee did vote to approve it and refer it for a contract for services. So you'll be in the loop on whatever relates to the part of this project that conservation's involved with, okay? So stormwater's gonna get the review done, but we'll share.
Yeah. So the reason the stormwater committee got involved was because the disturbance is greater than 35,000 square feet.
Okay. Where are we now?
Other business.
Okay.
But do you want to see, this woman is here too. Do you want to keep going?
I was told to come during this meeting. I'm trying to get an abatement because I believe my land is wetlands. Yeah, so they told me to come.
Okay,
to
can we
this
take
meeting.
public input? I think I forgot to put her on the agenda.
Okay, let's go to,
Remember seeing the emails on this? Nancy, you were involved with the emails too, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to stand up at the podium?
I mean, I don't have
Just
much
so
to
they
say
can-
other than.
Yeah.
okay, motion to take public input out of order.
So moved.
Second,
I second.
all in favor? Aye. Okay,
1798 Horton Street. I believe that my land is, a good majority of it is wetlands.
what street?
1798 Horton.
Horton, okay.
So I wanted you guys to look into that, see if I could file for an abatement in January.
This is near Old Horton over there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I did have communication with the assessor's office. And of course, they have their own process of doing their assessing and abatements. But I did look at the mapping for this, and it's clearly, you know, through the aerials and the soils.
how much property do you own acreage?
2.52 acres.
Okay, that's not a huge portion, but as opposed to someone who might own 30 or 40, but.
Yeah, I mean. it's
Okay,
not for me
so-
being a Younger person.
Okay, so Lisa, so if you sort of do approximate percentage based upon mapping is wetlands.
What did I tell you? Did I tell you something?
All you said is it's very clearly wetlands, the
Yeah.
majority of it, but you didn't give me a number.
Everything other than the yard,
Yeah,
everything in the back. I mean, do you
Okay.
want to look at it?
Nancy?
I'm a member of the Board of Assessors.
Okay.
You don't need anything from the Conservation Commission to file an application.
Okay,
So we accept the applications after January 1.
okay,
Just go to the office and somebody there will help you. Tell them what it is you're looking for, file the application there. We have maps.
okay.
We have, I'll call it aerial software to look at the property. If the board of assessors, the full-time assessors is working, if they need more information, they will contact the Concom, okay? But my guess is what Concom would see, we already have, plus we have a software program called Nearmap that we can look at it now and we can go back a few years.
Okay.
So that's what you need to do, all right?
So file with the assessor's office?
Go to the Board of Assessors office,
Okay.
which is building next door.
Okay,
When you go in the front, turn right, go all the way to the end, it's on the right. And any of the women in there will be able to help you. They will gather all the info. If they need anything more, they'll tell you. Or if they want to clarify stuff, they will contact Concom, probably Lisa. And the Board of Assessors meets every 3 weeks. And the abatement applications come to us and we review them all and look at the evidence. If we want more, someone will be in touch with you.
Okay.
But most of the time, it's pretty cut and dry and we can act on the applications.
Okay,
Okay?
sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
All right, thank you, Nancy. That was good for us too to know because other people may be coming to us.
And rather than having people confused saying, but the Concom said this, but the assessor said this, so, yeah.
No, that's good. Okay, let's go back to our, whatever you can deal with.
Let's go. All right.
It's-
So revolving fund, we're continuing that. Paul hasn't had a chance, but we do have time for the regular meeting in June or whenever the regular meeting is. Yeah, you need Dave's vote as well for the minutes, or
Okay, well, we got,
step away for a second?
no, okay, we have actually three sets of minutes here drawn up. Two are complete and one is complete with except a couple changes that are made on it and handwritten. So what I'm looking for is a motion to accept the May 15th minutes. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from May 15th.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Now, is there a motion to accept the minutes from September 18?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, this other one, there's only a couple handwritten changes to the minutes. And one is a sentence structure. It's only a sentence structure, and another one is just adding in a word that so-and-so speaks about the issue, and a misspelling of a person's name. Those are the only changes that are there, the misspellings and adding a word in. So what I would like is a motion to accept the June 26th minutes.
As edited. She's
The edited minutes
Yeah.
of June
She's gonna
26th.
Send over the final ones in the morning and.
Okay, then I can sign that next week.
As soon as I get back Monday.
Okay, now, because I was absent at that meeting, you three will have to vote on it. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we're all set for that. Okay, going down the list, bills payable, that's all set?
Yeah, the stack of bills that we've paid, which I don't even think I've paid any bills other than payroll. I haven't had time, but I really need to sit down and go. You guys want to do any of that for me?
Oh, wait a minute, I just see something here. I gotta cross off Muddy Cole and put down Sally Richmond.
Or you can call it Richmond, as long as it's her name.
Every time I see money now, I think I'll show.
What is the
Okay.
June 11th, he said June 26th.
June 11th is on, Jim, not June 26th. Where did you get 26?
That's what it says, June 26.
It does?
Yeah,
Then you must have a draft because the final one I have, right, is that the?
I got June 11th.
Yeah. So,
no, I think that is correct because it was moved. The meeting was moved to the next, to another week. And because of the
no,
wedding,
I
I
think
couldn't.
she put the wrong date on because we had May 26th meeting. Let me look. Actually, it's easy to tell.
Yeah, you got May
Let's see the
15th,
May,
May 15th,
and we said
September.
our next meeting date on the May. Oh, yeah, June 26th. So we need a correction. for my agenda. Can you guys make a vote to correct the agenda? There was an error on the agenda for the date. It should say June 26th.
Wait, what's this? Wait, which one? Okay,
That's correct. The
June-
agenda referenced June 11th. We did not have a meeting on June 11th, correct? Do you guys remember?
no, it was the 26th.
Yeah.
Let me double triple check right now.
Because I can remember where I was and why I was missing that meeting.
Yep, you're right, 26.
Okay. All right. Serpent, Lisa, let's go through these so we can,
I don't have anything to add to that Serpent subdivision. Does anyone else have anything to add on the subdivision bylaw?
No, I don't.
I don't.
Dave, do you know if that wasn't voted on by the planning board yet, was it?
I don't think so. I haven't watched the planning board from last night. I mean, it just popped up.
Okay, can you let me know, because we should just add it to the next agenda. And then we have something else, the next item is important, I passed it out to some residents that were interested as well. Does everybody have a copy of that proposed flow chart?
No.
So we got from the planning board, October 8th, development application flow chart, please be advised that
All I can say is, boy, would I be confused.
it's supposed to say October 2nd, 2025. The planning board voted unanimously to adopt the town of Dyneck development application flow chart on September 18th, 2024, but I think it's supposed to say September 18th, 25, right? Excuse me? They just adopted this, didn't they? They wrote on the memo that it was 2024.
Not too many hoops.
It said adopted by planning board October 2nd, 2024. So that's got to be 25, because that's after the fact.
I think they adopted it once, but there were changes they had to make, so the revised one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hopefully this is the most recent one. Let me see if I can get into my email.
Okay.
Do you guys have any comments on this?
See if it is the most recent, and then we can each get a copy of it to look over and,
Well, you guys have had it. I did forward it to you.
okay, all right.
Sorry, I know I spam you guys. Everybody but Jack gets spammed, because Jack doesn't get emails. He's a smart one.
Yeah, Jack, you can have that one.
Right here.
Oh, you got one,
There
okay.
you go.
If I can get into this and find Kerry's flow chart.
Lisa, I got this sign that we voted for Smith and Wesson. You signed it, and I just voted. Smith to vote.
Smith and Wesson?
Again?
I did it again. Oh, boy.
I'll vote for that.
I used to watch a lot of those cowboy
Me
movies.
too.
I don't think I printed the right one. This is the right version right now, so, sorry about that. I was rushing and I printed the old one. I will forward you guys in a text, all right now, the correct one, if you want to take a look at it. Can we do that? Does that make sense?
Okay, where are we now on the list, Lisa? I know we're in the other business, but,
Yeah, I'm vacation, I'm texting you the flow chart.
oh,
I can't talk and text at the same time. We're still on the flow chart.
okay.
All right, here we go. You guys should all get a text right now. We could get really fancy and we could all get iPads for you guys, so you can just put
Yeah.
all the plans up on those. Some towns do that for their commissioners.
Okay, MS4 email.
Jim, you can check your text.
I got it.
Okay.
I didn't hear mine click. No, it didn't come in.
Here it is. That's the Concom.
Oh, I get the paper. Okay, I get the, oh, wait a minute.
No, ignore the paper. The paper's wrong. The paper's the old version.
Okay. Could you send this to my email?
I did.
Okay, if you did
I
that.
printed the
Oh,
wrong one.
okay.
Sorry, guys, I'm not. You keep the old one if you want, but.
Okay.
So do you guys have any comments on these?
I don't.
No.
Nancy, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong one.
Okay, let's go to conservation.
Yeah, why don't we forward it so that next meeting we're discussing the correct one?
Okay,
Okay, all
sounds good.
right, thank you.
They issue a new set?
Yeah.
Oh, email it to me then, because I'll just junk it.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, not a problem.
So I'll send it to everybody right now.
All right, we are on the MS4 email from Weston and Sampson.
Oh yeah, Nancy, you're up next.
I am?
Yeah, the MS4 email. Do you want to talk about it? Do you want me to just mention it?
Which email was it? What's the date of it?
I'm referring, when I said MS4 email, I'm talking about the recommendations that Weston and Sampson were making.
Oh, this review thing?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so Nancy Goulart is back as the stormwater. So you're probably aware, because I mentioned it a few times, the town engaged Weston and Sampson to do a complete review of the stormwater program, everything. Because technically, nothing's been done since the last time we amended it, and that was to change the lot size, the land disturbance to 35,000 square feet, and we added definitions of basins. So that was like 2009. So we got a grant, some of the ARPA money from COVID. We finally got the grant money. And the engineer, Jerice Schwartz, first thing she did was the outfall inspections, mapping and testing, brought that all up to date, because we had to file a copy of those results with our MS4, which we filed last Friday in September for the 2025 reporting year. The next phase was a regulatory review of the bylaw and stuff. That was, it came out September 16th. And this is the one I mailed to you, emailed to you. Okay.
Is it like 14 pages long or something?
It's long.
Yeah.
And it's okay to, it's actually 15 pages. But it's fine to mail it to the committee. When you get it, just review it. She's still working on wrapping up this proposal, which is taking the present bylaw and regulations and redlining them so that you can see the old and the recommended new. When we get that, we will schedule a meeting with Concom, planning, zoning, building, if we have a building commissioner. I know we've got somebody appointed. I don't know if that's permanent or if he's filling in. Stormwater committee, but everyone will get this information in advance because what we are proposing is to amend the bylaw and take it to town meeting, hopefully next June, which means we're gonna have to have a public hearing. But everybody, all the committees and boards and commissions need to review this so that we come to an agreement on what that bylaw is gonna look like when it's changed. The only major change I'm aware of is to go from 35,000 square feet to the federal requirement of 1 acre of land disturbance before a stormwater permit is required. The other thing is governance of the stormwater committee, because the Board of Health that we currently have and a number of previous ones said they wanted no part of stormwater and would not deal with us. So we pretty much just continued on our own and did what we had to do. I am hoping one of the recommendations is to remove the stormwater committee as a subcommittee of the Board of Health. Make it a standalone committee appointed by the selectmen, like the Concom. Because as I said, we've been working on our own now for a number of years. When this committee was set up, the Board of Health was fully engaged in working with stormwater, had a representative who came to the meetings, the chairman, as a matter of fact, and it all worked well. As the Board of Health changed over the years, and within the last 2.5 years, everything went south. So there is reference in this draft to permitting requirements. It mentions the zoning bylaws. It mentions the Conservation Commission, because in the original bylaw regulations, the planning board has certain responsibilities related to projects that are industrial. Conservation has duties and responsibilities when it comes to enforcing the Wetlands Protection Act. So I know that the kind of changes that she's talking about here are not monumental, but I think the other thing too is, in all honesty, since the Stormwater Committee has been operating on its own, the Planning Board and the Conservation Commission have become more involved with stormwater, and our cooperation has been very good as far as enforcement and things like that go. So I don't see it creating more problems. I just think that in the past, zoning has had really no contact with stormwater because the falsehood that 40Bs don't have to follow stormwater regs was readily accepted. That is not true. 40Bs don't have to follow the local bylaw and regs, but they have to follow the federal, the EPA, on which the DEP regs are based, which is fine. But going forward, if we have 40Bs, the Stormwater Committee will be involved. And if we don't have anyone qualified on the payroll, that's an engineer, we will be using engineering services that will be contracted and paid for by the proponent for whatever the project is. But I think we finally got that straight. Fortunately, we don't have any 40Bs before us. We got a few up there hanging. But anyhow, Lisa can email this to you. It's 15 pages. You did? Okay. The main thing is take a look at it.
You okay?
So when the next report comes out, which will be the marked up bylaw and regs, we'll get those out to you. And we will schedule a meeting, including the Board of Selectmen if they want to attend, the town administrator, and all of the boards involved in this, including the Board of Health if they want to come. But that's what this is all about. So just a heads up.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Well,
Thank you. Okay, Lisa, are we down to conservation agent benefited time?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up to you guys the fact that, well, in light of the situation we're in as far as not having administrative staff, things we've been talking about.
I know.
Now there's a public records request that could require a lengthy amount of time.
So that they know, I have told Lisa she can have 1 to 2 hours a week to do that time. I mean, she's already shot on time with us to do her normal job because we did not get the 5 hours that we requested from the selectmen to add to hers. And, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted them to be informed that I limited your time on what you can spend on that. And I'm going to call a bogus request from an anonymous person.
So what kind of time are we talking about? 5, 10, 20 hours? More put this together?
How about 70?
70?
Approximately, but I really don't know
So-
because I'm not I'm not a professional administrative staff person to know exactly what it would take. I know we have like large plans in some cases. If we had to scan those, that would take someone doing that.
Would it be done by 2030?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what it sounds like.
Well, I mean.
If she's restricted.
So this
to-
isn't to get into the specific requests of that, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that if I need, basically, if I had to do any extra time, which I've always had to do since day one,
Yeah.
and I've always done whatever needed to be done. But I can't really get paid for the benefited time that I'm allotted because what happens is I go to take sick time, but I have comp time to use. Comp time I don't get paid for. So it's.
Comp time is time off.
So right, but I'm never using my benefited time in the end. So it doesn't benefit me,
Right, exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
That's just, I just want to make that point to you guys. So, I don't know what's gonna happen regarding that, but in general, the workload seems to be building quite a bit. And as you know, the bureaucracy and the administrative work of this job and this department, it's a lot. It's a lot of paperwork.
Now, okay, yeah, right now, it seems like we have a lull in applications.
But we still have other things we need.
I know, but are you able to use some of your comp time to, let's say, take next Thursday off and have a long weekend or?
Well, possibly, I would like to, I mean, we have, with public records requests, you have, I guess, a month, I was told. We couldn't take 35 weeks. We only have realistically a month. So who's going to do that work?
And I'm not asking any of these people. We are all unpaid and no, not for a bogus request, for stuff that has been, let them, I say, if they really want to, if they're really interested, they can watch all the meetings on film. They can,
Available to the public.
Right.
it's open, everything's open to the public. In the book is your salary, if they want to know that, they can get everything they want to know is already open. They just want it assembled and all that assemblage of information is going to take time. And I'm saying, if you got an hour a week, that's it. And if they don't like it, I can't help it. You have your job, we need you. The selectmen wouldn't give additional hours. I'm not going to get into the reasons why, but you're already shot on what you can do. And let them worry about it. Okay, are we kind of set with that? I mean, and really, if you got comp time, if you, you gotta use it.
I don't always account for it either, right? So I just do it. I gotta start accounting for it, I guess.
Okay, all right. Well, I can attest that I get calls from you on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and
Yep,
I could testify to the same thing.
I can testify to the same thing.
She puts in more than what's required.
But yeah, do keep a record of it because I don't want you to waste what is due you or squander what is due you. Okay, is that, I've said it to the commission, I've said it for the public. You are our lifeline and I'm going to keep you there.
Breathing.
Okay, here we go to William Street.
Not tonight.
All right. Thank you. 833 William Street. How do we want to handle a perk that's being requested by a new property owner on a property where they already did a perk without our permission and disturbed approximately 6,000 square feet in the buffer zone? We had them reseed the area. But now, do you recall the site at 833 Williams, they had an ANRAD?
33 Williams, because
Okay.
it's 33 Williams.
833.
Lisa, you and I had talked about it, and one of the things that I wrote down here is peer review, and then if they're gonna do a perk, it has to be on virgin land. It can't be where they already perked and upset the land because it won't give a true reading.
Yeah, well, so the thing is about this one is they already had an ANRAD before us that we started reviewing with them. And then we realized they realized they couldn't get a perk, okay? And I hadn't authorized the perk to happen, which was even more confusing to them and me. But in being out there for the review of the replacement set system at 833, I noticed pulling in, you can't miss it, straight ahead, there was an area, that cleared area. And there was 6 perks, I think 3 sets of 2. And so the wetlands were flagged, but they weren't accurate. So I measured from where the actual wetland edge was, not from where it's shown on the plan I forwarded. And I found that it was in some cases 80 feet, 70 something feet. So they're requesting to do a perk. And I guess I will respond and say, we need an ANRAD for this, which is what we were trying to get in the beginning. And then they withdrew it just to be able to get the septic system in. I don't blame them for withdrawing that to get the septic system approved.
Yeah.
Because I told them, let's limit up. We actually had a Zoom call to limit up the area so that they could just hone in. There was so many resources out there. I said, let's just hone into the area you want to put the septic system in and stop worrying about the rest of the site. But since then, there's a new owner.
So they just lost interest or don't want to do it?
No, that there's a new owner that they sold.
Wow.
Sold, and the new owner wants to build a house on this site.
Then he has to comply, NRAD.
That's right.
And then, okay, so an NRAD would be fine. So he has to have it delineated properly.
Yeah.
And now if it's just going to be in the area where the perk is going to be rather than the whole thing, it probably wouldn't have to go to a peer review. You could probably just observe that and say it's right or wrong.
Okay.
And then we're going to say, hey, you can't do it, the perk in this area because it's 100 feet, and you can't do it here and here because it's already been disturbed. You have to go on virgin land, and if you don't have virgin land to do it, we're sorry.
I just wanted to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Application for perk location test and preliminary sign-offs with Board of Health.
Yeah, I kept that on there just so we can continue, like situations like this where there was a there were new perks that I didn't sign off on, and now we're in this situation. We're still trying to make progress with the Board of Health.
Still trying.
And how are we doing with that, in your estimation?
Well, I know that we're getting the new perks to sign off on. That's how I found out about this one and a couple others. But we don't get the repairs to sign off on.
Well, I think that what we have to do is say that if they give perks and inaccurate in wetland areas, their project will be denied by us, and then they will be determined to be at fault. But it's so much easier just to give it to us first and say it's okay or it isn't okay.
Right.
Then, because I hate dealing with these problems, but we have to.
I know, and technically, we're not really gonna require them to file a notice of intent unless they're going into a wetland to get to the new septic system.
But if it's a perk test, they can't do it. And so,
If it's a perk test going in an area that isn't where the existing system is, we talked about it with the town administrator at a meeting, and he agreed that the Board of Health should be getting us to at least sign off on it.
yeah.
We're not saying everything's gonna need a permit from us, but we want to at least know what's going on. So when the machine pulls into the site,
Yeah.
someone calls us up or stops by Dave's house and asks us what's going on, we actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
And doesn't drive through, right directly through the
So
well.
the whole thing is for the Board of Health to say, is this a good area for a perk test or is it not?
And it shouldn't be determined by the Board of Health.
No.
That's the response we were getting in the
No.
meeting, that they're gonna determine it, and they were gonna base it on the wetland mapping on the computer.
That's why we're in these problems that are existing now. Right? Am I
Those
wrong?
maps are helpful.
Agree.
Those maps are helpful, but they
Not accurate.
don't have to be accurate. Okay,
Exactly.
so what we need from
It's
them,
our jurisdiction to determine whether it's a wetland resource or not.
Correct.
It's not the Board of Health's. I
correct.
just wanted to reiterate, I don't know if we need to write a letter to them.
I would, yes, if you were to do that, I will sign it and we can deal with it that way.
Okay.
All perk tests location of perk tests must be approved prior to issuance.
Whether it is a repair or a new perk test.
Yep.
Okay, yes,
Okay.
because if it's a repair, I mean, if it's a repair, they're going to get it.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of preventing erosion going into other areas.
And access.
And it might be just as simple as saying, it's okay, go ahead, go do it.
In most cases, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay,
And some cases too, that the homeowners are like happy to know that they know what they have on their land.
but yeah, if a lot of people, and when I moved into my property, I really didn't know. And it's good for people, well, this is how they become aware of what they have bought and maybe what they're gonna buy ahead of time, so maybe they don't wanna buy it. Okay, are we all set? We've done the next three already.
We have one more issue.
Oh, the
Don't have it on
bugs,
the agenda.
the firefly or something.
No, the lanternfly, spotted lanternfly has been reported and found in Dayton. I received an
Is this
email.
all one insect?
That's the
The-
license.
All these different variations? And that's it up on the top,
Yeah,
which I've seen.
yeah, that's it. You've seen it here?
So
Now, they're leaf eaters and
Yeah, just keep an eye out for it, and if they find it, it should get reported.
Do they go after certain trees?
Yes. Let me,
Don't say maple and oak.
no.
Well, no, the gypsies and winter moths have done a number.
Yeah, but, yeah, we deal with those.
Specific trees are maples, willows, birches. Those are all trees you're gonna find in a wetland or a buffer zone. Black walnut, which is an upland tree, and stone.
And that's what they like?
Stone fruit trees like cherry and plums. Chestnuts are not on there.
Oh, I can't get them to grow. I'm trying like crazy.
Yeah,
So they're eating almost everything.
and they like tree of heavens too.
Now, do they kill the trees or just weaken them?
Say they tend to feed on the broader range of plants. They damage plants and crops. But the trees are less likely to die from the infestation. If anybody has any specific, they find them and they don't know what to do, they can always contact the Conservation Commission and we can help them.
Step on them.
However, there's a webinar coming up. To be held November 12th, and February 11th at 10 a.m. And it's free, and it's by the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources. So if anyone's interested, I just wanted to announce that to you.
Where's Charlie? We need Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
How's Charlie doing? Anybody talk to him?
I haven't talked to him in a couple months.
All right, so we can adjourn, guys.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're all set. You can go home.